Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We have Yatna, who is our Sisters 2016 GSoC student, and Yatna will be presenting his demo for us today. So Yatna, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay, this is which I have done in this GSoC. Can you guys hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
So let's start. First, I'll be telling something about myself. So my name is Yatn Verma, and I have been a student in this GSoC for Sisters, and I'm a fourth-year undergraduate student at IIT BHU, which is in India. So let's go ahead. So this is the agenda of the presentation. First, I'll be introducing you about, giving you some information about the malaria information app. Then I'll be telling you about the work I did in this GSoC, and then I'll be telling you the features I added in some detail. That will be followed by a demo of the application, and then we'll discuss about the future scope of the application, followed by some important links, and at last some question answers. So the introduction. So the malaria prevention application, the aim behind this was to help the Peace Corps volunteers sustain preventive practices against malaria. So the earlier version of the app provided three features. It acted as a medicine reminder to the volunteers. It also provided an info hub where the users can see information about regarding malaria, and it also provided a trip indicator where people can plan their trips. So in this GSoC, I have basically worked on the gamification features, and I have worked on the information collection feature as well as medication reminder system, which we'll see in detail. So these are the 9 features which I have added in this during this program. First is some bug fixations in the previous version. Then I added some widgets, and then I worked on the gamification of the app. And then I developed a feature for tracking medicine as well as ordering medicine. Then I added a feature to collect users' information, and then the info hub enhancement, followed by a landscape mode extension of the app and some testing. So we'll see these features in one by one. So first was the bug fix. I fixed some bugs in the previous version related to the graph, related to this graph. So this graph was not getting updated in the previous version. So now it gets updated. Plus there were some bugs which were fixed in the trip notification and the trip setup page. So this was the bugs. The next thing is widgets. So I added 2 widgets in the application. The first widget tells about the upcoming trip to the user, and the second widget tells about the current day, whether the user has taken medicine for the current day or not. So these were the 2 widgets which were added. Gamification. This was one of the major tasks done in this GSoC. Gamification. The idea behind gamification was that the users initially they used to take medicines, but as time passes by, they uh, do not take medicines. They forget to take medicines. So the motivation behind gamification was to promote the promote the users to take medicines regularly. So points are provided for every medicine taken. If the adherence rate is good, then points are given to the user. So it develops a feeling of competitiveness within them, and hence they are able to take medicines regularly. Next is mini games. So it was seen that the users do not read information from the info hub. So features have been 2 mini games have been added to present the information in the info hub in a interactive way. So these games are based on information in the info hub, and they help users to learn that information in an interactive way. So I have added 2 mini games. One is the myth versus fact game, while the other is the rapid fire game, which is a quiz type of game. So we'll see this in the demo. Next is the medicine store feature. So this feature helps users to keep a track of the medicines with them. It helps them to know how many days are left, how many days medication are left with them. So users can set the threshold themselves, and this displays a warning sign on the home screen whenever the user is running out of medicines and so on. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you. Keep going.
Okay, so the next feature is the ordering medicine. So this feature has been added, which allows the users to order medicines via email or a text message. We'll see this in the demo. So this is how it looks in an email, and this is how it looks in a text message. You can see email is on the left hand side, while the text message. And the next feature, users. So users can enter their basic information, and on pressing the save button, this data is sent to the MSCC, where a user profile can be created. So this is one feature added. The next feature is the Info Hub enhancement. Earlier, the Info Hub used to support only the text, so I extended it to support images as well. So now the images can be downloaded and cached in the Info Hub. So this is how it looks. The Info Hub looks now. And the one more thing added was the landscape mode extension. So the earlier version used to run in the portrait mode only. So I extended the entire app to run on landscape mode. So you can see how the app looks in the landscape mode. These are some of the screenshots. And the testing. So I tested the entire app on Android 4, 5, 6, and also on various screen sizes. And I also wrote test in the last part of my GSoC. So now I'll be giving a short demo of the application. So for that purpose, I have already recorded a demo from a real Android device, and I'll be telling you the features along with this. So this is the home screen of the application. This is how it looks, and you can see that this looks similar to the previous version of the app. Only we can see that 2 buttons have been added here in the lower bottom of lower button. So pressing these buttons will take me to the features which I have added in this GSoC. So let's go ahead and see. So when we click on the arrow button, it takes me to this screen. Here we can see that there are 4 buttons. These 2 are the buttons for which take me to the mini games. So, and while the top button takes me to the achievement room, and the last button takes me to the medicine store feature. So let's go ahead and click on the rapid fire button and see what happens. Okay, so this is the game, rapid fire game. Here we can see a question, and here on the right corner of the screen we can see a timer. Each question has 5 seconds. The user has 5 seconds to answer each question, and here we can see the score. So these questions are based on information about malaria. So we can see that the timer is running, and whenever user clicks a correct answer, he gets a +1, and no marks are given for a wrong answer. So we can see this as an action. So this was one of the game, and the second mini game which is added is the myth versus fact game. So this game is based on a drag and drop system. So here on the center of the screen we can see a fact. I mean, we can see a statement, and the user has to decide whether it is a myth or a fact. If it is a myth, then the user can put it in the trash box, as you can see in the video. And if the user thinks it's a fact, then he has to put it in the closet. So +1 is given for every correct answer. No marks are given for the wrong answer. So for moving on the next question, you can click the next button. So these were the 2 mini games, and this one, the top button, this is the achievement room. Here there are 3 categories of achievement. The first category is based on the regularity of medicines taken. So if you take your medicines regularly, you have a good adherence rate, you will be getting a good batch in this category. And the second category, this one, is based on the mini games. So if you have read information about malaria and you answer questions correctly in the mini games, you will get a good score in this. Whereas the third category, this one, is based on planning trips based on using the app. So on clicking each of the category, we can see the details about the achievements. So this is the medication punctuality reward. Currently, the user has a rookie award. So as the user takes more medicines regularly, he'll be getting a better batch, which we can see are available down here. So based on his medicine score, he will receive a batch here. And similarly, there are batches for the other categories as well. So we will see that. If we click on the second category, we can see that this category is based on the questions answered correctly in the mini games. So if the user answers questions correctly, he will get a better batch in this. So this is another category. And then there is the share button on the left hand corner of the screen. Pressing this button, it will pressing the share button will give me options to share my scores and achievements on social media such as WhatsApp and Facebook. So this is a social sharing feature, which helps and the amount which is left within. So in the center, this displays 11 days, which means that the user has medicine left for 11 days. And this one displays the current type of medication the user is on. So currently he's on doxycycline, and it is left for 11 days. On the right hand corner, here the user can set the threshold, which means that how many days before he wants to get reminded that he's running short of medicine. So if we click on that option, we can see that this gives me an option to set up my threshold. So if my medicine is set for current days, 7 days is the current threshold, and I have medicine left for 11 days. So it won't give me a warning message. Whereas if I set it to say 12 days, so this will start giving me a warning message on my home screen because I'm running short on medicines. So if we go to my app and to my home screen, we can see that this red color message is displayed that I may be running on short on medicines. So this was one feature. And here I can add, from here I can add more medicines. So if I add 5 more medicines, now there are 16 days medicine left. So this feature helps the user to keep a track of medicines left. And this is the ordering platform which I told you about. Here you can enter the amount of medicine you want to order, and all the rest details will be taken from the app immediately, and a corresponding email or message will be generated. So I am sending this email, so it has automatically generated an email with all the details, and I can send this, so it will my medicine will get ordered. Similarly, we can do for with the text message also. And this one is the user profile page. Here the user has to enter his details. So the details are the name and the email address. And the user has to enter a valid email address, or else it will give an error. And along with email, the age and the medicine type will be taken automatically from the app. And when I will hit the save button, this will send the data to the MACC, and where it will be stored in a database. So that was the user profile feature. And next is the Info Hub enhancement. So we'll see how the Info Hub supports images as well. So these are the Info Hub is showing images as well. So currently it is loading from the cache. So this caching of the images is done as well, so that the user can load the images even if he is not connected to the internet. And similarly for the other page as well. This was another feature. And one more feature I added was the text to speech conversion. So basically this reads out the text written on a screen if we click the speaker button on the left hand right hand corner of the screen. So currently you won't hear the sound since I'm speaking, and it is capturing my microphone voice, but in the real app it reads out whatever is written on the screen. So this was also one of the features added. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can still hear you. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, so this was the demo, and now we'll go ahead on the next slide. Okay, so this was the demo, and now the future prospects. So these are some future things which can be added to the application. Currently, the questions in the games are, hard-coded. They are fixed in the app. So in the next GSoC or maybe next feature can be added was to get the questions online from an API or something, so that new questions can be given at any time. And one more feature can be added is to the users can contact doctors through the app. That can be a good feature to be added. And another thing which can be done is pushing more data to MACC. Currently, it only pushes the basic information of the user, like the email and name, to the MACC. If we can push more details like the adherence rate and the dosage of medicine, these type of data, then that can help us to I mean, see how the medicines are performing really in curing the disease. So that will be a good feature. And here are some important links. First one is the source code to the app, to the application. It's present in both the Gradle and the ADT version. And the second link is to the documentation of the application. So if you want to see the features in detail, you can visit this. This the link to the application. It's also, and this last one is the link of weekly progress reports. I created these reports per week during my GSoC period, so they contain the week-wise progress in a video form, and it's posted on YouTube, so you can watch them. That's all. Thank you, and I'll be ready for any questions.
Wow, this is amazing. Great job. The progress that you've made is just unbelievable. I love to see that because it's come a long way in the last couple of years. So I'm glad we got the gaming portion in there as well. May
Thanks a lot.
or sure, Clau or Ankita, do you all want to start with questions or?
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, so I've actually attended the Malaria iOS version as well. Do you guys have a collaborative design documentation? Because the interface is a little different on the Android versus the iOS.
Yeah, actually, in the starting, we were following the same things, but in the end, actually, what happened that Theodore, he went on a vacation, so I had to. I was a little faster in those days, so I completed the things. So I gave him the videos to, copy the things and all. So, maybe he wasn't able to copy that fully. So, maybe they are a little bit different.
So the features are the same. There's like myth versus fact. It's just a little bit of the design portion. So I was wondering, in the documentation link that you provide, is there a design documentation as well?
Actually, in the documentation link, it contains the screenshots and the features, but there is not a specific design documentation. We had agreed to follow on the same design, which I did because I did it earlier, and he had to copy those things. So maybe they are a little bit different, and we'll try to sort them out in the coming days.
Okay, thank you.
So we hope that it's going to be the same, right? Maybe it may be slightly different or slightly behavior. The goal is to have it the same, but with two separate operating systems.
Yeah, the features are the same, but a little bit on the UI.
Yeah, the UI is just the behavior of some of what happens on iOS versus the Android is just we'll make it as close as possible too. It's a challenge. It really is a challenge, which is good. Challenges helps us learn. So.
Sure.
Ankita. Jumping
yeah.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I want to ask, when should we release this app on Play Store so that it's being used by many users? That way, it will be tested, and we'll be able to identify newer bugs if there are any.
So all the source code, hopefully you all have reviewed the source code and we can get those merged in. You don't want to put the executable, the APK, up in the source code. However, if in fact you can, I'll get with May. We actually have a way we do have a Systers Android where we go up and upload the Google Play. And so May, if you pass May give May the APK so that we can upload it on there, and then make sure that it is available to Peace Corps volunteers. So we're trying to, and that's the same with iOS. iOS is a little different. We can pull from the code and it will automatically generate it within the developer console that iOS uses. And so I think Bruno is taking lead on both iOS, Malaria, and PCSA. So make sure that you give May the APK.
Yeah, sure. It's available. It's available on the video.
Sure.
Okay, good. Do you have Ebenek?
Yeah.
Cloud? Okay. You want to have questions?
No questions for Yadna, sorry, but I have a positive recommendation.
Sure. Please.
Okay, overall, I think Yadna has done great throughout the GSoC period, and he actually needed maybe minimal supervision. I think Ankita will agree with me.
Yes.
Yeah, he was very effective at completing the task, and he's been very prompt to deliver them at time. So that's what I feel about him.
That was great.
Thanks a lot.
Good. Good. May, do you have any other questions?
No other questions. Great job. Thank you so much for your demo.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Great job. And
Thanks a lot, Rose, and thanks a lot, Maybelline. And I also want to mention that my mentors have helped me a lot in all this progress. And there was a point when I was, fixed at the graded version. I was not being able to run the test cases. So Ankita helped me a lot in fixing those things. So I'm really grateful to both my mentors. And the overall experience, GSoC 16 experience was great. And I hope I'll be continuing this being a mentor either in Google Coding or in the next GSoC. Thank you.
we hope you continue because we really need to make sure that we're getting a first release out to Peace Corps. So we definitely want you to continue
Yes.
and still build that. So our Slack will always be open. The GitHub will always be available because we do continue on these projects even after Google Summer Code ends. Okay? Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And congratulations to your mentors as well. They did an absolutely wonderful job.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.